Welcome everyone to the April 18th, 2022 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please join me in reciting the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm Barb Lewis, President. To my right is our Vice President, Jeff Benton. To my left, fellow Commissioner Gary Merrill, and our Administrator, Tracy Davies, our Deputy Administrator, Don Houston, and our clerks, Sarah DeNovo and Jennifer Walraven. We can begin.
Resolution number 22-294, in the matter of approving electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held April 14th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-294. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today, so that brings us to item number 3, resolution number 22-295. In the matter of approving purchase orders and announced certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0415.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-295. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-296, in the matter of approving travel expense requests.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-296. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-297, in the matter of supporting an application for Ohio Brownfield Redeemation Program funding for real property located at 54 Lincoln Avenue, Delaware, Ohio, and approving a partnership agreement with the Delaware County Land Reutilization Corporation in furtherance thereof.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion,
Jeff Jordan here from the Treasurer's Office. Sorry to bother you with this detail, but it's something the department wants. Any questions I can answer about it?
This is just the application. There's no
Right.
financial commitment on the part of the county or,
That's correct.
yeah, just for the
And it's-
record, I want to make that statement.
The county has $1 million for brownfield remediation. Right now, this is the only one that I've got. So we're not even close to using up that $1 million. I did get a phone call from somebody who wants to buy and take down a house out in Scioto County, I believe, or Scioto Township, I believe, but I've not heard back from her yet. But yeah, that's not gonna get us anywhere close to the $1 million, so we're not in a question of dealing with matching or anything else like that. This is gonna be, I think, about $105,000 of the $1 million.
In sequence on this, Jeff?
I beg your pardon?
The sequence of going through this?
We will get it, we'll get it submitted by the 30th deadline, 30th of this month. Also need a similar resolution from the land bank, which is in the works. I've got their clean hands affidavits already in hand. The buyers have already provided those. We'll need those from the commissioners and from the land bank. Outside of that, I think I've got all the documentation. I've got the plat of the property from like 1835, description, program, project, plan and budget and so on and so forth. I think we'll be there and be fine.
Okay, so this will be on the agenda, I know, as a statement, this will be on the agenda for the land bank next week.
Yes.
And
yes, that's correct.
Sarah's already got that on the agenda, ready to go, so look forward to it. This will help, obviously, step one in the renovation of the property.
I hope so. Part of it is 10% of the grant can also include per acquisition of the property. So it's going to be roughly $95,000 to remediate the asbestos, and we'll slip in another roughly $10,000 to reimburse them for their cost of buying the place.
okay,
Okay.
great. Thank you for coming
Jeff.
over.
Yeah.
Vote.
Thank you much.
Vote on motion 22-297. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-298, in the matter of authorizing participation in the Ohio Local Agricultural Easement Purchase Program from Benjamin J. Watkins.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
We have it this morning.
Oh, my goodness,
Slow
we
down
do
there.
have a discussion, yeah. Thank
Good morning,
you.
Commissioners. Rebecca Longsmith, Delaware Soil and Water. We had 4 applicants to the program this year, 2 of which were landowners we already have here in our program, and 2 are new landowners in the county. And based on the funding available, we had all 4 reviewed by the Technical Review Committee at Regional Planning, 3 of which will be submitted to ODA based on the $190,000 approximately that they have allocated us for funding this year.
So the fourth is not going to be funded this year then?
We think 1 may be funded, and we think that will take up most of our money. The other 2 are being submitted contingent, so we don't
Okay.
think a 4th
And
one
they're
will be
aware,
possible.
they're aware they didn't make it, or,
They will be notified once you make the final decision.
And the fourth that's not being addressed today is not in the running this year, period?
Not for the physical application. They get points for being submitted. The applications are done in 2 steps, a digital application, then a hard copy. Hard copy requires signatures, additional documents, things like that. So because of the likelihood of them not being funded, we're not submitting them for the hard copy application, but they do get points for going through the digital application process. That will help them have a better chance of getting accepted into the program next year.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Rebecca. Appreciate it. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-298. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
aye,
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-299, in the matter of authorizing participation in the Ohio Local Agricultural Easement Program from STB3 LLC.
so moved.
Second.
Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 22-299. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye,
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-300, in the matter of authorizing participation in the Ohio Local Agricultural Easement Program from Jeffrey C. Lignit.
So moved.
second,
Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 22-300. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
aye,
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-301, in the matter of approving a contract of sale and purchase between H. Hal Clapper and Kim Joe Clapper, co-trustees of the Clapper Family Trust, and the Board of Delaware County Commissioners for the project known as 31-WD DEL CR 91-1.85 Berlin Station Road, reconstruction of Township Road 92, Bromilla Road, and culvert for Weiser Run.
so moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lee Bodnar from the Engineers Office. For your consideration and approval is the resolution for the property purchase for the intersection improvements to Berlin Station and Bromilla Road. It's in Delaware Township. I think this has been discussed for the Commissioners on several occasions. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them for you.
Any questions? Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-301. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye,
Resolution number 22-302, in the matter of awarding a bid and approving a contract between the Delaware County Commissioners and Double Z Construction Company for a 2022 culvert supply contract.
So moved.
second,
Discussion.
Yes, Commissioners, for your consideration, this resolution involves 2 large culverts at Miller Paul Road in Harlem Township. The contractor will fabricate the culverts and set them in place. Our crews will go out there and do any excavation work, any backfilling, and then do the finish of the landscape.
Okay. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-302. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
aye,
Resolution number 22-303, in the matter of approving the plat of subdivision for Hyatt's Meadow, Section 1.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes, Commissioners, again, for your approval is 22 lots off Hyatt's Road. It's in Liberty Township. It's been reviewed by all the required agencies, and we would recommend approval.
Further discussion? Vote.
Vote on motion 22-303. Mr. Merrill?
aye,
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-304, in the matter of releasing maintenance bond for North Star Gold Wall, Section 1.
So moved.
second,
Discussion.
Yes, Commissioners, again, for your consideration, these are 50 lots in, at North Galena and Wilson Road in Berkshire Township. They've all been inspected by the required agencies and met with approval, and we submit for application for the release of the bond.
Okay. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-304, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Resolution number 22-305, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, Commissioners, for your approval and consideration, these are 3 utility permits with nothing out of the ordinary to report.
Okay, just vote.
Vote on motion 22-305, Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Resolution number 22-306, in the matter of awarding a bid and approving a contract between the Delaware County Commissioners and Selly and Sands Incorporated for the project known as Del CR 3642-0.00, Bixby Parkway Phase 1A.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, Commissioners. This bid is for the construction of the roadway between Bowtown Road and 521. It is through county property. We've received 5 bids, with Shelley and Sands providing the lowest bid. They were at $2,839,000. The work will start upon approval and will be completed by this fall. This also includes the roundabout that will be constructed at 521 and provide easterly access to the Bixby campus, or east side access, I should say.
But this does not include the leg between Bowtown and 36.
Correct.
I know we're still working on that.
We are.
Yep.
I understand. We're looking forward to the outcome.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 22-306, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lee.
Resolution number 22-307, in the matter of approving the participation agreement and acceptance of the 2022-2023 program costs between the County Risk Sharing Authority and the Delaware County Board of Commissioners.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dawn Houston, Deputy Administrator. We also have with us Brian Smith, our local agent with SFM Insurance. And Cindy Blair has joined us as well. I'm sorry, Herring. Cindy Herring has joined us as well. This resolution would approve our 3-year participation agreement with Corsa, and also authorize payment for the 2022-2023 program costs. Brian's here to answer any questions that you might have on the renewal. But I would say that the program costs increased about 5.3%, and that was basically due to the county's valuation as well as our increase in exposures. But we do tend to do very well and have continued to do very well with our claims costs. So that is a testament to everything that our departments do, our elected officials do, as well as their staff, to keep things moving along in a positive manner and keep our claims costs down. Brian, anything you want to add?
Not really. She did a great job. What we're seeing primarily out there in the marketplace right now is the increased cost of replacement cost of buildings. So your property values did increase about 5.5% over last year just because of the total increase of construction.
Yeah, being on the Corsa board, I think about 4.7 is the appreciation or additional cost, and roughly the other half percentage point is a increase in our facilities that we've added. And frankly, it's a very difficult environment we have, and it's going to be very difficult over the next year or two. This is a very, and Corsa did what they could to hold the costs down, as you know, and I think we should be very pleased with where we stood on this, 5.3.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? I appreciate your coming.
Well, thank you,
Okay,
and we
thank you.
appreciate working with you.
Thank you. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-307, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
That
Thank
brings
you.
us
Thank you.
Administrator reports.
Good morning, Commissioners. Just the only thing I wanted to comment on was looking forward to our State of the County presentation tomorrow. That's it. Thank you.
I have nothing to report. Thank you.
I believe it's Commissioner Merrill.
I really don't have anything to add. I was going to mention the state of the county. I know it's going to be well attended based on the reservations that we've received, and we're always looking forward to sharing successes in our county, and I think we had a good year to talk about. With that, that's all I have.
Commissioner Benton.
Other than the state of the county, which I'm sure is on everybody's mind for tomorrow morning, the Investment Advisory Committee, we met on Thursday, went pretty well. You know, the big concern, the consistent concern is inflation and interest rates, you know, just what's going to happen to that, what's that going to do to our portfolio, et cetera, et cetera. So very important to consider, keep working on that, and we work on some policy concerns about interest rate risk, which we've seen because we've done some long-term bonds, which when rates go up, they go down in value, and we've seen some of that. So interest rate risk, liquidity, and concentration are the concerns we need to address in the policy, which we've been talking about for some time now. Columbus State has a webinar on Wednesday. I'll be participating in. It's kind of the state of the community from their standpoint, higher education. It'd be interesting to see what they've learned about Intel and what they could do there. The Ohio Department of Job and Family Services Executive Director and the Medicaid Executive Director were in town visiting our JFS group on Thursday, and it's great to see them, meet them. And our group continues to be a leader at the state level in terms of managing those programs. We had a telecommunicators luncheon on Thursday, and a lot of fun. Man, what a complicated world they live in and all the things they do. And that's pretty much it, since we've already talked about Oklahoma's women's gymnastics.
Well, I think we did on the
national
record. I think
championship.
it's before the meeting started.
Okay, we'll ignore it then.
I thought you'd mentioned.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I,
okay.
uh,
Okay,
Never
yeah,
been
oh,
mentioned.
all right.
It's so seldom that
Yeah.
Oklahoma wins anything, so it's good to hear.
Yeah, now that you mentioned national champs in women's gymnastics over the weekend, the girls did really, really well. We ended up in fourth place after the first event and did a great job of coming back. And I'm always amazed at gymnastics and how good these young people are and things they can do. And the men finished second nationally, so not a bad weekend for University of Oklahoma. And we're also number one in golf, which
Yeah,
still number one.
and softball.
It's number one in softball. We did lose our first game over the weekend,
Oh, did you?
4-2.
Oh,
With
losing trend.
Well, I better jump in here
Yeah.
and, give an OSU report. Spring game,
Yeah.
good recruits, and we actually had a very good investment committee meeting too. Several experts offered their views on going forward on investments, and it was very informative. So we do have need for executive.
We do. Resolution number 22-308, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of appointment, employment, and compensation of a public employer or public official to consider the purchase of property for public purposes and for pending or imminent litigation.
so moved.
Second.
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 22-308. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
We are now recessed into executive session.